Ms. Marks-McGhee, you say the defendant needs to step up and take responsibility for your 2-year-old son, Amari, because you know he is your son's biological father. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, you claim Ms. Marks-McGhee didn't even tell you about her baby until he was 3 weeks old, and you know you are not the father.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, why do you believe the plaintiff is claiming you are the father?
Well, I believe the other guy she had in her life didn't want anything to do with her or the baby anymore, so she decided to push the baby off on me.
Is that true, Ms. Marks-McGhee?
No, that's not true. I mean, I did tell a couple lies, play a mean game. However, I know that Mr. Wright is Amari's father, and I just want the truth to be out so that my son can get to know his family and, you know, be a part of his family's life.
So tell me, what was the nature of your relationship?
The nature of our relationship was he was really just supposed to be something for me to get over someone else, but things went further than what they were supposed to go.
Oh, he was first just a convenient distraction.
In my mind, yes. But, you know, like I said, things went further than what they were supposed to go.
When you say it went further,
I started catching feelings for him.
so it was supposed to be a rebound, then you start having feelings for him, real feelings.
Yes, ma'am.
I didn't have feelings in the beginning because I had, you know what I'm saying, when I first met her, I was introduced to her by a friend. In the beginning, she was telling a lot of lies, you know, that I always picked up on, you know.
But if you knew she was lying, why move in with her?
I was vulnerable.
You were vulnerable.
I was vulnerable.
All right, explain.
I had left for a minute and came back, you know, when I came back here and met her, you know what I'm saying, I really didn't have anything.
You were at a place in your life where you needed somewhere to stay.
I guess you could say that.
Okay. Was it a relationship or was it I'm just gonna stay here for a while? What was the plan?
Yes, it was a relationship.
And then at some point you realize you're pregnant, Miss Marks-McGhee. Tell me what happened, Mr. Wright, when she told you she was pregnant.
Well, she always used to joke around saying that she was pregnant a lot. Like she said it plenty of times. Like she would joke about it and be like, nah, I'm not pregnant. Then I'm pregnant. To the point where it's just like, now I'm back in my mind like, oh, she's always lying when she's talking about that. You know, me being in my position, hearing that constantly, what would you think?
So you moved out.
Right.
Okay.
Apparently she started messing with somebody else. And that's who she tried to put the baby off on.
Oh, in the beginning she told someone else they were the child's father?
Mm-hmm. In the beginning, I told Mr. Wright he was the father, but the someone else was the one that I was trying to get over by even starting anything with Mr. Wright.
Oh, so
Right.
the ex came back in the picture.
Right.
After Mr. Wright moved out.
Right, but see, he was away, like far
Okay.
away. And, you know, after I found out I was pregnant was when my ex came back. Me and Mr. Wright had no contact. We weren't speaking. After I told him, you know, I got rid of the baby and I got re-pregnant by someone else.
Did you say re-pregnant?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So you text,
Girl, I was like, girl, this guy acting up.
girl, this guy's acting up. Oh.
Man, she says back who? Now, mind you, females are smarter than what people really give them credit for. Now you know.
Well, Mr. Wright, I'm glad you filled me in on that today.
It's just, what do you mean, who? That's the first thing I'm thinking, like you said, who? Who else? Like who's that? Who's with
So
you?
your spidey sense is up now.
Yeah.
Because
It's bad.
if it was only you, she would have just responded.
Right.
Okay, then what happened?
So I text back, I'm still in character as her. Who do you think? I mean, I'm just waiting, just like, okay, what is she about to say? What is she about to say? A whole different name popped up. And I'm just like,
Who is that?
yeah.
you see how you looking right now? I was stuck just like that. Like, I don't think Amari is mine at all.
You don't.
No, man.
Tell me why.
I mean, if you want to first, you could bring up, I don't see him in me. Like, I don't see me in him. Like, that he doesn't look at all like me. It was just too much going on. It's just too much going on. She was messing with with some other guy, you know, and I just don't feel like none of this add up. Even after he was born, you know, I tried to reconcile and, you know what I'm saying, try to be around. She would disappear all the time. Like, I couldn't find her. She won't answer the phone. She's never around. Like she says she's at work. They say she's never came in. But she'll leave with a full work uniform.
No, there's never been a time that I have never went to work because, like I said, I was the one paying the bills, paying rent, financially taking care of my kids. So
How many children do you have?
Yana, I want to say this. She cut me off, you know.
5 boys at 24 years old.
Yes, ma'am.
In the case of Marks-McGhee versus Wright, when it comes to 2-year-old Amari Marks-McGhee, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Wright, you are not his father. What are you feeling, Mr. Wright?
I don't know if this is a sad feeling or an angry feeling I'm feeling right now. I was saying he wasn't mine. I built a bond with him.
Yeah.
It's been 2 years. You know what? And ain't nothing gonna change. Ain't nothing gonna change. That's still my little boy.
Ms. Marks-McGhee, I have to ask you, do you know who Amari's biological father is?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Is it your ex?
It has to be because they were the only ones.
Ms. Hillman, you and your mother are appearing today because you claim the defendant got you pregnant and has since refused to do anything for your 13-month-old son, DeMarcus. You've petitioned the court for a DNA test to prove that he is DeMarcus's father. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. O'Neal, you say you are 100% certain you are not her son's biological father and you plan to prove it in court today. Is that correct?
Your Honor.
Ms. Hillman, what type of relationship does Mr. O'Neal have with your son?
Well, Your Honor, he don't do nothing for him. They don't have no relationship together. Like when I hold him, Your Honor, and my baby go to reach for him, he ignore him.
Does he provide for the baby financially?
No, he don't do nothing. My mom and the baby's godmother is the one that actually helps me with everything. And that's not right. That's not right on my son, because he didn't ask to be here.
Mr. O'Neal, you haven't done anything for the baby?
No, I got my doubts. I ain't doing nothing for the baby.
So you
Nothing.
mean it?
Nothing. No chain, no diaper, no pampers, no nothing. Cause I ain't finna take care of nothing I ain't mine.
But that is yours.
I done been through that spirit before.
Well,
So I ain't finna be no dummy 2 times.
Oh, the last time you went through it, it was not your biological child?
Yes,
But they ain't got nothing to do with us, so.
But I got my doubts.
but you know that's your baby.
I got my doubts.
All right, I want to understand. I mean, Mr. O'Neal has admitted he is not doing anything for this baby, and he means it. How did your relationship start?
Okay, me and Mr. O'Neal, we met through 2 mutual friends. The first night we met, you know, we chilled, okay, da-da-da. He told me I was his girlfriend. He didn't ask me like he told me. He demanded that, okay, you're my girlfriend, we're together. So the second night, me, him, and the same 2 mutual friends, we got together, we chilled. That's when, like, I conceived DeMarcus.
Second night though.
So it was the second night.
Yeah, it
I like
was.
a woman to leave make me wait about 2-3 weeks.
Don't sit down.
Oh.
Don't sit here and try to do it because
I want a woman that play hard to
The first night
get.
me and you met, you sat in our car and you begged. Literally, you begged for it. Don't try it.
So wait a minute. So Mr. O'Neal, what you're saying now is you told her you wanted her to be your girlfriend, but
Yeah, I
now
said-
you say since she had sex
Yeah, I
with
said-
you the second night after
It
she
ain't
met
mine.
you don't believe that
No.
you're the only person she was sleeping with.
I think she was pregnant before she met me.
You said you caught her with her ex and you
Yeah.
saw text messages?
No, he did. He lying.
What did you see?
How you doing? What you doing tonight? Oh, nothing. Can you come chill with me? Oh, my old man here.
So, Mr. O'Neal, did you ever physically catch her with another man? Ever?
Yeah, on her mama porch.
Why is you lying?
her ex.
Your Honor, let me tell you what happened.
And I left that
My
same
three-
night, and I think they laid around. That's why I got my
My
doubt.
3-year-old.
Tell me what happened. I'll give you a chance to respond,
One
Ms.
night,
Hillman.
I was in the front room playing the game with her cousin, and It was about 10, 11 o'clock. But I had walked on the porch, and I seen her mama, her, and her ex sitting right here. Oh, now all of a sudden, oh, you want to come outside? Why you ain't been coming in and tell me?
Mr. O'Neal, do you have any reason to believe she was still having sex with her ex?
I think he stayed the night when I left.
Marcus,
Yeah.
don't do it. You know what? I'm just gonna say it like this. You was a deadbeat. You know that baby is yours. He looked just like y'all. You should step up whether or not. If you wanted this, why wait till he 13 months? You should have did it in the beginning. You should have did it in the beginning. Therefore, we wouldn't be going through this right now.
Me and my homeboy were in the park chilling. A random guy, he walked by first. He ain't sitting there. Walked by the second time and looked me up. And so he was like, you little Nature baby daddy? I said, yeah, why? What's the problem? Oh, that's supposed to be my homeboy, baby. Did she tell you that?
Really?
Your homeboy, baby.
His homeboy.
Boy, cut it out. Cut it out.
So, wait, Mr. O'Neal, you were in the park with a friend, just hanging out at the park, and some stranger walks by you and says, are you Ms. Hillman's child's father? You say yes.
With pride.
With pride.
But you say he ain't yours, though. What is it? He is what he ain't.
Nope.
Was she pregnant or was DeMarcus born when this happened?
He was already born.
So at that time, you were accepting him as your child? You told the man yes.
At the time, until he got a little older.
And then when he got older, what happened?
He started not looking like me.
Look at that. And look at yourself in the mirror. He look like you. He like all your family. All y'all got big eyes, big lips, big nose. Look at the cheeks. He got bags under his eyes just like you and your mama.
It ain't my child.
And I say it is.
And it seems like that kind of bothers you when you say that.
Don't front. That baby look just like they family.
We'll find out
Just
today.
like.
Well, we is gonna find out.
So listen, was Mr. O'Neal there when the baby was born at the hospital?
No.
I was.
I ain't gonna lie, I was home.
He left me.
Why be there when I had doubts?
Can I talk?
Why be there at the hospital?
So he wasn't there to sign the birth certificate?
No, I got evidence right here.
Let me see that. Jerome, will you hand me the evidence, please? Thank you.
You're welcome.
This evidence is DeMarcus's birth certificate. And under father's name, there is no father listed.
And Your Honor, it's embarrassing. Cause like when he go to the doctor, they look at me funny like, oh, it's just another person that don't know who their daddy is or their daddy wasn't there to sign that birth certificate. That's embarrassing. That really is embarrassing. That is. And he say, oh, he's so hurt. No, I'm hurt because you knew we was doing
Well, if
it.
you be faithful, we won't be going through this.
How you gonna talk about somebody being faithful when just a couple of days before we came here, a female was sending pictures to your phone? But you didn't tell that to the court, now did you?
It don't feel good when the shoe on the other feet, ain't it?
Child, boo and bye.
So wait a minute. You all still dealing with each other?
Somewhat.
Off and on.
So you still see DeMarcus, you see the baby. You just don't
When
do
I
anything.
feel like it.
You just when you feel like it.
When I feel like
But he don't do nothing.
Because this is what paternity doubts do. This is nothing new. We see this all the time. When you meet a man on a Monday and you're in the bed with him on a Tuesday, you don't know him well enough. You don't know his intentions well enough. You don't know his capabilities of being a father well enough. You do not know whether he is compassionate enough. You don't know his finances well enough. And you don't know his background well enough to know.
Well,
Hold on. You don't know any of that information well enough to know how he's gonna respond in a situation like this. There's also another point to this is that he's never been a father and he may not know how to be one and he may not care to be one until he knows for certain. So there's a part you play in this. So as you say to him, he's a deadbeat, he's a this, he's a that. You 20 years old having sex in your mother's house, I got a problem with all that. Because mom, what that lets her know Is that's okay?
But hold
No,
on,
she didn't. What-
because the same kids that he's saying is not his, he's been raising them kids.
But listen,
doing for them.
But
so,
this is the point I'm making. You are so angry at him, and you have a right to be, but you also have to identify the ways in which you could have changed your behavior so it doesn't happen again.
Ooh.
You got another baby, right? An older baby, right? And then you have DeMarcus, right?
But
How
he
many
do
kids?
for the older one.
How many kids do you have?
I have two, but
He do it for the older
he'll
one.
help me with my oldest son,
But this,
not him.
Because he knows that child is not his. Don't you all see his logic? As flawed as it may be, he will do something for the older child that he knows is not his, because he's not gonna get attached to that child the way he may get attached to DeMarcus.
Okay,
you
but
not understand the logic.
Your Honor, he
Listen,
got attached to the two that he knows for a fact that is not his.
that's what I just said, which is proof you're not listening. I just said that. But what I'm saying to you is, as a young woman, I don't want this to happen to you again. So what I'm saying to you is, you gotta look at this. That's how we learn our lessons in life. You gotta live it. You've seen it now. I done laid down with a man 14 years older than me at my mother's house, had sex, let him have fun.
No, when they first laid down, they was not at my house.
But what I'm saying, you said you know that because you said they were in
but
my house
that was like
punching all the time.
That was after. When they first did it, they was over his people's house.
We was living together.
They was living together.
Listen, that's fine. But even at the time that you were at your mother's or wherever you may be, you did not know him well enough. In the case of Hillman versus O'Neal, when it comes to 1-year-old DeMarcus Hillman, it has been determined by this court. Mr. O'Neal, you are the father.
Can I see him?
You're the father.
Can I see him?
You wasted you did all that.
Can I see him?
Miss Hillman, would it
Can I
be
see my little
okay
boy?
if Mr. O'Neal saw his son?
That's fine.
I'm happy.
You look happy.
So happy I want to cry.
Can I say something, Your Honor? All I want him to do is step up and help. I don't care if it's a pamper, a wipe, a lotion. Just help a little bit.
Can he see his son in my chambers?
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful. I will meet you all there. Court is adjourned. Ms. Lee, you have come to court today with one goal in mind: to prove to Mr. Greene that he fathered your 3-year-old son, Kingston. You say Mr. Greene has denied your son from the moment you got pregnant, but today his denial will end. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Greene, you say you know exactly who Kingston's father is, and it's not you. It's Ms. Lee's sugar daddy, who's more than twice her age. So, Ms. Lee, you say Mr. Greene is denying Kingston.
Yes, ma'am.
Explain.
Mr. Greene has been denying my child since day one. He's been denying him for 3 years. He has never came around like he's supposed to. I have to call. I have to do so much to get this man into my child's life. But at the end of the day, I just want him to step up.
And Kingston is 3 years old.
Kingston 3, he just turned 3 June 3rd.
So this
And he didn't do nothing for his birthday either.
I try to meet her
When?
halfway, but her attitude is just...
My attitude has nothing to do with
it's
you
messed
stepping up for your child.
It's messed up. And
I
I try to
have-
reach out to her several times. She don't want to meet me in the middle. She always give me some runaround excuse after excuse. For, you know what I mean? It don't make sense.
And so you're saying, Mr. Greene, even though you have doubt, you still have made an effort in your mind.
And somewhat, you know, I try to meet her halfway as far as, you know, taking the DNA test and things like that. But at the point me and her was talking, it was back and forth. We was never in no steady relationship. She knew I had a girlfriend already. She tried to break me up from that, and I told her
He moved into my home. So if I try to break him up, why are you in my home?
Your Honor, she knew I had a girlfriend. She even tried to call
He
me
knew he had a
girlfriend.
girlfriend, so that's his problem.
She knew it too.
That ain't got nothing to do
So
with
it's
me.
like-
That ain't got nothing
So
to do
how
with
did you explain to your girlfriend you lived in the house with Ms. Lee?
Oh, he couldn't. I called her
She did.
Oh,
from his phone. So, yeah, I snuck, called the girl, woke him out his sleep and made him start talking and didn't let him know she was on the phone until the end of the conversation to let her know, yeah, your dude over here and I'm pregnant. You know,
Whoa.
That's what it is.
so in your mind, you knew you weren't really in a relationship with him, but you thought he was trying to play both sides.
Right.
Before I got there, she had already was back. She told me she was back and forth between some other dudes. She didn't know if it was his or mine at first.
Okay, wait.
I slept
Okay.
with another dude. Yes, I did. I slept with another dude one time with a condom. And only one time,
I
his
don't
little
even
two
know
men
that.
wasn't doing nothing. So at the end of the day, yes, I did go out and go.
Your Honor, she's on Facebook making a crazy post talking about some who out here got the best D and talking about other men, stuff like that.
Wait, you got...
Your Honor, I got evidence right here.
let me
Your
see
Honor.
this evidence. Jerome,
Oh, he just seen.
you submitted to the court Facebook post from Ms. Lee that say, is it wrong to have choices on men and blank all on the first day just in case the D ain't good? Just asking.
Oh, that's a
her.
question. That was recently. That's not when King was born, 2015 now.
Okay, and
That
you
wasn't
submitted
before he
another...
got conceived either.
And you submitted another question, raise of hands. Who got the good D?
I want to know who got it.
Come on now.
I'm single. I'm
She
single.
was advertising
I want to
like,
know who
I don't
got
know who
it.
she with. Me and her were just friends with benefits.
So you find out you're pregnant. What happens? Do you tell him
When
immediately?
I found out I was pregnant, I took a pregnancy test, and I told him that I was pregnant. And then I guess he didn't believe me, so he took me to the clinic, and they told him I was pregnant. That paper don't lie. So when he found out, he denied right then and there.
She also had some old dude she was talking to
My
paid for the
dad
baby
was in
shower.
my home.
He buys her
That was
clothes
my
and stuff.
father.
Like, who does that for nothing?
He knew.
Like, he
that was
does
my father.
it.
Now, when he
That was
talking
your
about
father?
an incident when I came out, I ain't gonna lie, I had came out of my sugar daddy's car one day. He
So
dropped
you
me
do have a
off.
sugar daddy?
Yeah, I got me a good sugar daddy. My sugar daddy been there for 10 years, have never, ever left my side. I would never leave him. He come way before this. We've never had sex before. You know, he might want some pictures.
But
Oh!
Hey, pictures and pictures and something else is totally, sex and pictures are totally different. So yeah, I send pictures. Hey.
This sugar daddy paid for the baby shower too.
baby
sure
shower, he
did.
buys clothes for him.
You
He does
sure
everything.
did. Where were
And-
you? You ain't about nothing. You should be surprised another dude is doing something. You should be happy. Applaud him.
You know what, Your Honor,
Yeah.
on top of that, prior to me, I knew her 3 years prior to this. She
Yes,
told
you
me
did. We were
since I
together.
known her, she could never get pregnant because she had a hernia. And so all of a sudden you pop up pregnant, you're like, where did this come from?
And he believed it though. I did tell
Like,
him
come on.
Miss
Lies after
Lee!
lies.
Now it must be God. Hello?
Kingston is 3 years old. Why have you not asked for a paternity test before?
I mean, I have several times, Your Honor. I got a chart right here.
This is an exhibit you brought?
Yes, ma'am,
Please
exhibit I
step
brought.
over and show me what this says.
Please do.
All right, first of all, he was born on June 3rd. I went to the hospital. I asked the hospital, you know, can we go ahead and get DNA testing done, whatever. So a few days later going by, she's telling me, oh, it's too soon for him to come outside. He was just born, this and that. She refused right then, Your Honor.
I refused because he was a day old.
Here comes November. I'm still asking her, like, okay, cool, I want to see him. Let's go ahead and get the DNA results done, this and that. I'm all the way out here in Douglasville. I don't have a ride. You got to come get me. I'm like, why don't I have to come get you? Why you can't meet me halfway? So she refused then, Your Honor, too.
I have text messages. I have text
Another
messages.
refusal.
She another refuses, Your Honor. Then comes June 3rd. What's just been going on for a minute? What's up with the DNA testing? Oh, I lost his birth certificate. Oh, you need to buy another one. I said, hold on. Why would I get something for something that you lost? It don't make sense. That's your responsibility to get it because
your
you're
child.
supposed to keep up with it. That was his birthday.
Kingston's
She
3,
refused again. He's 3 years
refused
old.
again.
You refused again. And so this was the last time right here
I'm
in
just
2017.
refusing, huh?
When it get to that point, she's telling me like, oh, you know, I'm about to go out of town soon. I'm finna go leave the state. She kept playing around for the whole time. At that point, I was like, I'm done with it. I done did most
So
of
June
what I could
3rd,
do. She refused
2017.
too. She refused every time.
Again.
Down the road, she refused every time.
Miss Lee, you're comfortable too. This isn't just about, and I still want to be with him. This
don't
is,
want him.
I want my child to have his father in his life. I don't care if I have to cook the food, bring the clothes, bring him over, get him over there
Yes,
to you.
Your Honor.
That's how badly I want my
him
son
be
to
there.
have
my
a relationship.
other son don't have that. The one that he babysat, almost the whole relationship we were talking, he nannied my child. So at the end of the day, if you can do that with him, then you should be able to do that to your own child. That's the thing that's getting to me.
So you saying while you worked, he took care of your oldest child?
Oh, he did. He did a very good job. So I know he's capable of being a father. He knows what I've been through. I've been raised up in foster care, you know what I'm saying? So to have only to only have 2 kids, where one don't have a father, but one live 10 minutes up the street from me. He live up the street. We live in the same almost area.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Greene, you are the father.
Told you! I told you! Look at him! Look at him! 3 years!
You are the father.
Oh my God. Woo, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We ain't got nothing to say, do you? No apology? No nothing?
I apologize. I'm sorry.
That's who you need to apologize to. At the end of the day, that's it.